the Biofriendly Podcast. It's the Biofriendly Podcast.
Well, I was about to record, and Noel said, no. There's something happening here, and we need to explain exactly what I'm telling Veronica, which is I'm having her start a timer. And then next to her on the table, she has a pen and paper. And she's got a timer from the moment the show begins until it ends. And why is that, Veronica? Why did I tell you that I needed to do that?
Because we have to find out and pinpoint where Mr. No Caro needs to be bleeped.
Yes. This is correct.
Noli swears too much.
There's an occasional bleep.
There is.
And what happens is we do a lot of shows, and sometimes I get to the editing right away if we do it on Thursday, but if we do it a day or two before, then I go in the edit and I'm scanning and I'm playing and I'm like, I can't see. I know he said something. And I can't find it. And so I was like, I need some help.
So we're getting some bad words now going live on the show?
No.
We catch them.
No, we catch them.
Just takes you a long time
It just takes me way too long.
to get to it.
Because you're sneaky.
Yeah.
You're a sneaky swearer.
I've got a ninja mouth.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
But hey, I don't want to take too much more time on that because we have a reason to celebrate today on the Biofriendly Podcast.
Yeah.
It is the 200th episode.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Celebration
All the fanfare.
fireworks.
All the fanfare.
Amazing.
That's it.
Well, that's good. That means that I must have new headphones in front of me.
Look right in front of you, Noel.
I'm afraid to put them on.
Okay, so these are the new executive 200 episodes. They only give these to you.
Yeah?
It's like when you're a golfer and you get the jacket, the fancy jacket, whatever. It's the gold one or whatever.
It's a green jacket.
Green
You win it if you win the Masters, they give it to you.
Yeah,
or if you're a member.
This is the headphones of the Masters. And this is once you cross 200 episodes, you get sent these in the mail. And they're the best headphones we've ever had.
And you've already got them on your ears.
I've already got them. I had to test them.
Do you like them?
I love them.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Oh.
The 200th anniversary.
Yeah.
Anniversary? Episode anniversry.
No, we've been on for 200 years.
200 years, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't believe it. We started this show in 1823.
People didn't know we were vampires. Okay.
Oh, go for it.
Okay, here we go.
Please.
And they're, oh, God.
Right?
Oh, my God.
It's a difference.
Oh, my God.
It's really rich.
Jacob.
Yeah, I did it.
I never knew it could be like this.
They're huge, though, aren't they? They're kind of like big, like the way they jet out on the side.
Oh, my God. It's so crystal clear.
It's so crystal clear.
Both of my ears can hear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
It's amazing.
I didn't know I sounded this good.
You sound so good.
This is
so
it.
tasty.
I like the taste.
Yeah, you know what's funny is and I got to be honest, I was doing some testing.
Everything I've ever said about you, I take back.
Oh, okay.
Good and bad.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Good and bad. That is the best ending to that sentence. Everything I've ever said about you, I take back.
Yeah.
Good and bad. Yeah. So I'm just not going to talk about you anymore.
No,
Delete everything.
I'm going forward, I'll talk about you, but
okay.
everything I have said previously, I take it all back.
Now, the one thing
we're on a fresh start.
Good. Clean slate.
Clean slate.
Well, it is 200 years later.
I mean, after 200 years, you deserve a clean slate.
I feel like after doing this many shows for that long, 200 years of podcast.
It has not felt like 200 years.
No. Honestly, it
I
feels like 32.
Being in this relationship with you, it's felt like maybe 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah. Okay. 4 years. 3.5 years. How many years have you been at this? 3.5
2
years?
and some change. No, it's
more than 2 and some change.
It is 4 years in March. 4 years.
Feels like almost 4 years. That's how it's not like 200 at all. It's been felt like. So time flies with you.
Time flies. We've changed a lot since 1823. We were into totally different things back then, and it was very hard to record a podcast, let alone disperse it.
Oh, well, we put it on wax.
Yeah. We were a lot of shouting in the town, in the village.
Yeah.
It's about to podcast.
Yeah, and everybody would be like, podcasting in 7 minutes, yee-oh, and then we'd ring the bell, ding, 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 and then everybody would come around, and it was great.
Yeah, and if you listen to our Christmas special, that's how we have such unbelievable knowledge of the Carol Cogswell Givens, 'Twas the Night Before New Year's.
C.C. Givens.
A legend.
She was something else.
Yeah.
She was something else. She knew how to spin a yarn.
She really did.
I can't wait to hear her next one.
I know. It's gonna every year. The treasures that we will unfold. It'll eventually be a collection, volumes that you can buy. Like some people order the encyclopedia. It'll be the Carol Coxwell Givens set.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely.
Good. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's money well spent.
Well, and in 200 more years, the people will have about 200 Carol Coxwell Givens poems to enjoy.
That's right. Yeah. Do you know what would be great is if we inadvertently made history.
Yeah.
So, there was this guy. I saw this video. It was pretty great. We're tangenting. It's 200 episodes.
We're allowed it. This is our celebration.
A little bit. Yeah. There's this guy, and he took a bag of, I think it's Doritos or something like that.
Yeah.
And he encased it in concrete, but a concrete tomb.
Okay.
And it's like suspended perfectly in the middle of this tomb. And it's buried underground in this like sacred shrine type thing. And he's doing it just because he's like, well, in a couple hundred years, people are going to uncover this and be like, why? Like, why? They won't be able to understand. And the levels and effort that he went through to do this. And I think what would be so great is if we developed so many of these stories that they just kind of like seep their way into the world and society. And then we draft it up. And then like 200 years from now, they're like one of the most impactful authors of the 21st century is Carol Coxwell.
and Carol Coxwell Givens becomes a real thing.
Becomes a real thing.
We should release a book that we should go through and then put the poem out.
And there's like classes, and they're like, so much of what this author was doing was really unusual and seemed like it was being made up, but all records show that it was genius. Yeah.
How hilarious would that be, right? Because the secret goal of humans is to persist. Right, to survive forever, right? And so you'll get people who'll try to do something so spectacular or so interesting or whatever that they are continually talked about for all time.
Right.
And it doesn't really work for most because we have no idea. You go back 300 years, I don't know who almost everybody was except for a few very notable figures.
Yeah.
Right. But sometimes some things persist.
Right.
And they get through and they become something that lasts forever. Like so, Shakespeare's probably going to be talked about for a while. The works are probably going to be around for a while.
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point, maybe even we'll all forget about that too.
Yeah, it's true.
Just because I have, you go back 5,000 years, I have no idea.
Right.
Anyways, but my point is, wouldn't it be hilarious if the thing that persists for us, the thing that makes it throughout all time is a joke?
All right.
It's a joke that we were just doing as
we were throwing it away,
not even taking it seriously. Like we spend all this time trying to do this important education.
We're trying to educate and teach the world how to save the planet, and then we come out the other end, and and the only thing that's left 150, 200 years from now is all the
CC Givens.
CC Givens. I love it.
Well, it's a life.
Yeah. Well, as you can see, that it's a little bit of an adjustment, right? Because it does sound like we're like in a tunnel or a tube of some sort, and everything around us is kind of cut out right now.
I have no idea what's happening outside of what goes through this microphone.
Right.
Which I like.
I like it too. It's it can help you concentrate and kind of zero in. The one thing
is Ronnie going to get one, or does she have to wait till she's 200 years old?
She's got to wait for at least her 200th birthday. We're going to look into it because this is real nice because we're living the good life.
Did you get my old headphones?
Yes.
Yes.
So can you hear out of both ears?
Not at all.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Just one ear.
Just one ear.
And it's my left ear. That's not my good ear.
And
I can't hear through her microphone either.
I know. I don't know why, but it shows her waveforms are being recorded, and I don't know.
This is a joke. This show is a joke.
For 200.
That used to be one of our tags. This show is a joke.
The show is a joke. And here's the crazy thing. So the reason why the headphone doesn't work is like I talked about before. The cables for headphones, even when you look online and you say best, and this is what I Googled, best headphones with the longest cable, and I found the top 5 list.
You probably got some
really
crazy
weird image search results. But I got this one, and this was the one that was like, not cheap. Like this was a good headphone, but it said, this is great. It's 9.8 feet.
9.8 feet, really?
Yeah, they're wrong. They're wrong.
This box down here is probably 6 feet away.
Yes.
And the cord is... It's got the stretchy, coily cable there to hold.
Yeah.
Are they including the coil in that 9 feet?
I think so. I think that they included... It coils at one part of it to make it look kind of retro.
Like an old-fashioned telephone
Yeah, so
cord.
if you uncoiled it, maybe there's another 3 feet in there, but geez. Maybe. But these are really...
I feel like this guy's exaggerating about his length.
I think so. I think this guy is selling headphones, and he's like, how long are my cords? And they're like, they're 6 feet. And he's like, oh, no, I can't sell a 6 feet. I can't sell a 6 feet cord. I got to tell them at least 9 feet.
I got a 9-foot cable, and then I coiled it to be cool. Let's tell them it's 9 feet.
Just tell them it's 9 feet. So he did. So I bought them. And when they came in, I was like, oh, no, you got to be kidding me. I waited for these. I did the research. Here they are. So we figured out.
You've got these holes in the side that we could probably go get a proper cable.
We think we can get some extenders that go directly into the headphone. It's not an adapter. It's like directly into it. And we can buy some cables. And if we can do that, then we're going to get one for you. And everybody's going to be able to hear in both their ears, and everybody's lives are going to be better.
I want Veronica to hear.
I know.
I want to hear, guys.
I kind of want her to hear.
Yeah. Wait, so you guys can't hear me right now?
I can hear. What I can hear is the sound of you going through our microphones in the distance.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so I think it has something.
Disaster.
Look, we don't have time to deal with these shenanigans.
Sure, this is only a 30-minute episode.
This is a 30-minute.
Because we have things to do today,
We
Jacob.
have to motor because we are busy. We're traveling again. We have this show. We have to tackle next week's show, the 201, and so we're doing the back to back. And so when we do back to backs, we're like, we gotta move.
Yeah, we gotta stop vamping so much.
Okay,
we gotta stop. Okay, no more tangents.
Okay, no more tangents. So
who's responsible for these tangents?
Me, definitely me.
Yeah, stop it.
I'm
Jacob.
responsible. I'm
Jacob's
sorry.
doing the tangents.
So sorry.
I never do tangents.
Tangents and swearing since 2019.
I know, Jacob. Let's just have a timer to keep up with you. All the swear words you're dropping. Idiot.
Write it down. Write it down. He went for the jugular. He went right for it. No mercy. He's the Cobra Kai of swearing. So we're digging in, and it's very fitting that I made the reference earlier about the you get the 200 episode, you get the special headphones, and golf, you get the green jacket, because today. We're talking about golf, which is something that you really love.
I saw an article on our Biofriendly Planet magazine that was really great. About this
by one of our favorite writers, Dakota Johnson. She did a great job on writing on this piece. And
I'm stoked with Dakota.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And we saw it, and we had a really cool conversation about it. And then he was like, "We should talk about this on the podcast." And this is...
And you actually listened to me. Here it is. I can't believe it. Every once in a while.
You had me in a half Nelson.
I did.
And you were like, do the show.
Yeah.
Do it.
And I said, if you're not careful, we're going to go full Nelson.
Full Nelson. He's like, say uncle. And I was like, oh, go.
Isn't that the name of a band?
It's my fake band.
Say Uncle, right?
Say Uncle. It was my fake band name. Yeah, Say Uncle.
That's right.
So what I love
I remembered
about...
by this, I know we're not allowed to do tangents, but I remembered my favorite band name we ever had before. Am I allowed to say it on the air, or does it ruin things for the future?
No. Say it.
Redeviated septum.
Redeviated septum.
That's one that we did.
That was the one with me, you, and Clayton recently.
Yes,
and we died laughing.
We talked about someone who had their deviated septum fixed. And then
they undo it.
And then they undo it and it gets redeviated. Like, how terrible would it be to have a redeviated septum?
I love that band name so much. Who are you seeing tonight? Redeviated Septum. So good. So good. We have the best band names. The best. We have an ongoing list that's been going on for like 10 years.
One day Clayton will come in and we'll just have him. Before CeCe Givens does the poem, we'll have Clayton just read through all the band names. There are thousands and they're just funny. One's funnier than the last. But Redeviated Septum is my favorite thus far.
That is one of my favorites too. I'm glad you brought it back up. Yeah. And now, for record, if anybody tries to steal it, it's literally...
We did it
we did it first.
This is printed in wax.
Printed in wax. Like back in the good old days.
Back in the good old days.
Way to throw back to episode 1 in 1823. Mm-hmm. So we are talking about golf, and what I love about our site is that this is the title. It says, "Is golf bad for the environment?" And right from the get-go, Dakota tackles the fact that it is a hot button topic. And primarily, people focus only on the negative in environmentalism. And if you do Google golf and the environment, some of the things that people write are it's brutal. It's brutal. And I was immediately like taken aback by it because I was like, come on. It's a sport that brings people happiness and joy. I don't think you get to just walk in and cancel it. And have that kind of approach. And what I loved about her article is it talks about both sides. And then it shares the cons. And then it says, here's some of the pros as well. And then you were like, there's even more things that I think are worth talking about. And that's why we're doing it today.
Yeah, and she also pops in here's some stuff that some of them are doing.
Yeah.
And here's some stuff that they could be doing.
Yeah.
Which is so Biofriendly Planet. I love what
it.
Tara and the gang are doing.
They're crushing it over there.
At Biofriendly. I love that.
Yeah.
I really do. I think if you listen to the podcast and you're enjoying it and you want to just get really knockout data, they're
crushing it.
They're really killing it right now.
Yeah. And so from the two standpoints, and no criticism to you, Miss Abby Richards. This person popped up a lot in articles of a staunch golf opposition person, and she said some really choice words, and so I love that it's included in here. And then she turns around and cites somebody who says something positive. So I'm going to read those two things. So Abby Richards, the science communicator at Euronews, says the game that
I know why Abby's upset.
Why?
She tried golfing.
She tried golfing and she was terrible.
And it's so hard.
If
you golf and you even if you get good your whole life, if you don't really keep at it and find the joy in it, you'll want to destroy golf.
Yeah.
She probably went golfing.
She had a bad day.
And she's like, I need to end this.
This is terrible. And I can confirm, because I've only been golfing 2-3 times. And if you're having beers with your buddies, it's fun. But if you're trying to get out there and you're really trying to do well and you're not, it's infuriatingly hard. And I immediately was like, I don't know how anybody does this at all.
I'm just going to give a quick tip to everybody out there for golfing, okay? Number one, golf with someone who you know before you start is great.
100%.
A person who is
Great
a wonderful person. Because golf brings out all of the emotions.
Yeah.
And if the person is of questionable value, you're going to find out just how questionable that is.
Yeah.
Clubs will fly.
Yeah.
Things will be hit. Stuff will be like people lose their absolute minds playing golf.
Yeah.
Just because of the kind of it's a mental test.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah.
So that's step one. Like if you're gonna golf and you haven't done it before, do it with someone who you know is a great person.
Yeah.
Because they'll be patient with you and they'll laugh and they'll have a good time and it won't be so bad.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, there's a type of golf called best ball.
Okay.
When you are learning how to golf, if you're not on a range and you're going out with people, let everybody know, hey, I'm not keeping score today. I'm going to do best ball. I'm going to play best ball.
Okay.
And then what you do then is you go out there and you swing and you miss 6 times and then you hit the ball and it goes forward 3 feet. And instead of being upset about it, you can laugh. And what you're going to do is you're going to pick up your ball, put it in your pocket, and then you are going to go either walk or take the cart to where the best ball went.
I love that.
And you drop the ball next to the person who hit the best ball. And then you swing and you maybe miss 6 times and maybe it goes forward 3 feet and then you have a laugh. Then you pick the ball up and you put it in your pocket. And then you go to where the next best ball is.
That sounds so fun.
And that's how you play when you're learning how to golf. That way you don't slow things down.
Yeah.
That way you don't make other people upset with your progress and you're not sitting there hacking away, getting pissed off and thinking that you're failing.
Yeah.
You just want to get some swings in.
Yeah.
You just want to be out there and have a good time.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Try best ball. Abby, go out and play it again. No, I'm going to read, Dakota cites Abby and then another person from the other side. So I'm going to read those real quick. And I do want to say to our audience, so we've been getting some more comments. People have, we've gotten some opinions recently. On the gas stoves one that we just did recently, we got some hot reactions on Instagram on what we were offering up there. And I, talked back to those people, and I got the sense that they were being seen by people who were not listeners to the show, and they didn't even listen to the full clip. They just got hyper reactive by the title and like the first thing that we said. And then we've had some other episodes recently that have also, there's been some things that have been like, I disagree or, whatever. And I just want to say, our whole goal is to report a balanced view of things. And also Noel and I are people that enjoy things in life that we don't believe necessarily should be taken away completely. And if that's the stance that you have, that's fine. That's your prerogative and that's what you're allowed to do in life. But in order for us to go on as a society and as a world, I think that there's room for things that bring people joy, and things like golf should be allowed to stay. And that's just our opinion. So I'm just throwing that out there because there's going to be some angry responses about like, well, if you really want to save the planet, this is a waste of space. I honestly,
I have some fantastic rebuttals.
I want you to chime in.
Because that's not true.
Yeah. Okay. So I want you to. Do you want to just say it right now, or should I read the thing?
Get through the article because Dakota has some good points too.
Okay. Abby Richards, the science communicator at Euronews, she argues the game that exploded in popularity as a symbol of middle class success now symbolizes waste, excess, and inequality. This seemingly suggests that golf is not just bad for the environment; it's just plain bad. So that's what Dakota said. About she's saying look at this. She's saying it's not just bad for the environment. She's just dissing it, and that's absolutely what I read from Abby Richards. She just went playing golf, had a terrible game, was miserable, and now she wants to destroy it.
Well, yeah, and isn't looking into the changes that are being made in the sport to try to help with the inequality part.
Right.
In particular, Owen golfs right now.
Yeah.
So he can get a bucket of balls for $2.
Amazing.
You join the SCGA, which you can if. For most people, it's like $40 for the year.
Yeah.
But they even have options where it's free if you are low income and need help.
Yeah.
And then it costs you nearly nothing and $2 to play 18 holes.
Wow.
Like it costs almost nothing.
Yeah.
The point being, you should learn. If you want to learn how to play, it can be basically free.
That's awesome.
We want you to come here to do it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, just saying. So then the rebuttal that she says, and yet there's counter arguments. So an opinion piece on greenkeeping stated there is a media narrative that golf courses are bad for the environment. However, research is finding that not only is this not true, but golf courses now play a pivotal role in how green a local area is. So again, that's a big heart behind what we do here. Dakota's showing this side, and then she kind of explores a little bit. So I'm going to talk some of the highlights, and then we don't have a ton of time, and I want to get to what Noel has to say.
You know what? If worst comes to worst, we make this a two-parter.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. So here's some of the things. So basically,
the issue.
Yeah, because it's a worthy topic. Yeah. So it talks a little bit about the issues that are being raised. Okay, building a golf course. In order for a golf course to be built, a lot of land needs to be cleared. This can result in the removal of trees and natural habitats. So that's something, birds, animals, wildlife. So it says, of course, most golf courses do plant trees and shrubs along the edges of the course. They add in water features and create new natural habitats in the process of construction. So that's a big part of it. Golf courses use a lot of water. One of the most common criticisms of golf courses is the amount of water used in their day-to-day running. Take example, the golf courses in Salt Lake City in the state of Utah. Many parts of the state are currently experiencing extreme drought conditions, and in spite of this, 30 or so courses in Salt Lake County alone use 9 million gallons of water every single day. So this is calling out, the people that are kind of not doing the best that they could be. Right. Then there's the issue of chemicals. Naturally, one of the major problems on a golf course from an environmental perspective is the issue of harmful chemicals. The grass on a golf course needs to be maintained to a very high standard. This can mean utilizing pesticides, weed killers, fertilizer, all of which can be harmful to the natural world. Now, all those things, those are kind of like the three things: clearing area of wildlife, using systemic chemicals, and using water. Then she says, golf gets people outdoors. On a positive note, the sport of golf does get people outdoors. It's an outdoor activity where most people spend their time walking the course and getting some vitamin D. There's just a good mental space when you're doing well on the golf course and having fun, not stressing. You can really enjoy the beauty, the green, the trees, hearing the birds, looking at the sky. And that can inspire people to be like, wow, I really need to do this more off the golf course as well. I need to get out into parks more. I need to get out in nature more. I need to experience this and look at how beautiful it is to have an uninterrupted gaze on green for so long. Mm-hmm. It's really nice. And I've been there, and it's nice.
What's our clock looking like? I'm just curious.
23 minutes.
Okay, good. We're doing fine.
We're doing fine. So those are some of the things.
Here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Guys, I feel like we can go into this part of it really quickly because I think it's important.
I want you to.
Is that golf mentally is, I think, approached incorrectly by most people.
Okay.
And I think that a lot of this topic, and that's why I think we probably could do back-to-back episodes.
Yeah.
But the game itself, as if you think about it, for the negative of the space it takes and everything else versus a positive of what it could be for people to go out, be outside, be in nature, walk, get some vitamin D, doing all that. I think that people should have a good understanding of how to change their minds on golf. Golf should not be a a sport that feels competitive with others.
Yeah.
For the most part. Like, you have to be an incredibly good golfer to decide I'm going to go compete with others seriously, right? And not be able to just laugh it off and have it just be something that you don't worry about. Because even when you're good at golf, you can have a great day. You can have a bad day when you're great at golf.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods changed his swing, I think, 3 times, at least twice. Changed his swing after being the greatest that there ever was.
Yeah.
Kept changing it. It's like, I'm not there. I'm not there. I'm not there.
Yeah.
Never got there in his own mind. Never became the golfer that he thought he could be.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Tiger Woods.
One of the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was like, I've got to improve things. I've got to figure out how to take this to a new level because I'm not where I need to be.
Yeah.
If Tiger Woods can't be good at golf, what the hell are the rest of us going to do? Right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
Because it's the kind of game where you're like you're always going to want to be the way you were on your best day.
Yeah.
That's what golf is like. You are always in your mind. You're like, I am this golfer on that day when you were great. Yeah. But that's your best day.
Yeah.
You're actually about you're an average version of that person.
Yeah.
Right. You also have your worst day, and no one's ever the golfer they were in their worst day.
Yeah.
Right. But that's like golf is just the swing is so precise. It's so weird that unless you practice it all the time, you're gonna knock the ball into the trees.
Yeah.
You're gonna have swings that just go wrong. Yeah. The pros have swings that go into the tree. The pros.
Yeah.
The people who can generally, like almost always, take out a club and drop it into a circle that you mark 200 yards away. Like they're great at golf. Yeah. And they still hit the ball into the trees sometimes. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So the perspective on golf for people, if you are not really great, the only person you should be competing with is yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The you of the past. And you shouldn't be upset if you lose to yourself.
Yeah.
That's not the point of golf. The point of golf is to be outside, to get the vitamin D, to get the walk, to look at the trees, to see the birds, to see the squirrels running around, to see the bobcat chase, running off with its family. Like literally, I've seen on golf courses before, right? Like that, to be in that, to look at the mountains, to have a beer with a friend, to have a conversation with your dad.
Yeah.
To be like to be out there and do that, then you pick up your club and you have a swing. And if it goes well, you admire it, and you let the people around you, because they all will say good job, because everybody knows how great it is when you have a good swing, and they all want to encourage you.
Yeah.
And enjoy that. And when you do badly, have a laugh. Yeah. Have a chuckle. You hit the ball into the trees. Okay, I hit the ball into the trees.
Yeah.
In the end, you're not going to remember that scorecard.
Yeah.
Because most of us aren't very. So don't take golf seriously, and you will enjoy golf.
Yes.
Just don't. It's kind of like life.
Yeah. Agreed.
Like if you take life too seriously, you're not going to enjoy it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like if you can't laugh about the mistakes, if you can't laugh about when things go wrong, if you can't look at something as a challenge because things didn't work out and an opportunity to solve a problem.
Yeah.
That's like golf mirrors life that way.
Yeah.
When the ball is between 6 trees and their only way out is to try to squeeze it through a tiny hole and back onto the fairway, and then you still hit the second tree when you do that. That's life sometimes, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And if you take it as a challenge and something that's kind of fun and interesting, it doesn't matter if you score a 19 on a hole, generally.
Right.
Right? I mean, you might be holding people up a little bit, but, whatever.
Yeah.
If you're with a good crew of people who care, who cares?
Who cares?
And you can always pick up your ball and put it in your pocket and say, guys, if we were competing, I lost.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
I just think that there are positives in golf that come, and I think if people change their mind on golf, the same way we encourage people to change their mind on how you approach life, I think that you would find that it was an incredibly rewarding experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And so this article goes into some things that courses can do to improve, and of the mind of like we don't need golf courses at all. So I could go into those, but when you came into my office, you told me something that you were like, this wasn't really discussed in the article, and I'd love to dig into this a little bit more.
I think we cliffhang.
Cliffhang? You mean we leave them just right there?
I think we cliffhang.
And we do a part 2.
I think we cliffhang because we know that we're stuck on time. We know that things are tight. We know how much time we have left.
It's like 29 minutes.
We're at 29 minutes. We got no time left. So we can do a little wrap up here. We just gave a nice spiritual element to golf. We gave them some of the problems. We set them all up with what it is.
You're right.
I think we make them wait a week.
All right. Okay. They wait a week.
Because we didn't really have a second topic anyway, right? We were just going to go.
No, what I had prepared was just kind of a fun game more than anything. Because I was like, oh, that'll be a fun thing. But let's save that for a time that we really, really need. Like, we need a Hail Mary. Got to have something ASAP, and we do not have time.
I just think we don't have an hour, and this is an hour podcast.
Yeah, it's an hour podcast. Yeah. You're right. Let's just break it up.
So
So I'm gonna say one more.
So maybe let them know what's coming next week.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, what we've set up here today is we've talked about that golf is a issue that people get really worked up over in environmentalism. And it has a lot to do with the water, the chemicals, the large carbon footprint. She goes on to say it should be recognized that there's significant evidence golf courses do have a large carbon footprint. A study in the subject revealed...
We're not continuing the show right now.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm so sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm so sorry. So there's a lot of these things that are there. And then one of the things that we want to continue this on into the next episode is we're going to give you some of the things that golf courses could be doing. And this is an opportunity for you to kind of, if you want to wait and binge these episodes back to back, like you listen to this and you waited, you held out, you got golf part 1 and part 2 all at one time, then hey, we'll be able to go to. Or if you want this cliffhanger moment to be like, what are they going to say? What's this big, exciting thing that Noel's going to throw down and change the game?
Change the game, baby.
Change the game, baby.
Is there? Plus, we can dig into all these things deeper too, like some of the problems, because it's good. There's she came up with a great article. She nailed it.
She did a great job.
Yeah.
So let's do that then. Let's wrap things up, and we'll come back next week with a little bit more of a take on golf. Is there anything we want to say before we get out of here?
I love my headphones.
I love my headphones too.
I love that this is podcast number 200.
Yeah, podcast 200 and 201. A companion piece. So it's actually very fitting that for a 200th, it's a double whammy.
Double whammy.
Yeah, it's like a double disc CD.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for checking out this week's episode. We're gonna continue on the golf conversation, so we'll probably jump into the convo a little bit quicker in next week's episode. And let's thank you again for listening to our show. We couldn't do it without you. Here we are, 200 episodes today, celebrating 200 years being on the air since 1823.
I can't believe it.
And
can't believe we made it.
I know. And obviously, if you've been listening to the show for a long time, we need you more than ever. We need you to be the one saying, you guys, every time we talk to somebody, I think Noel had a meeting this morning where it was somebody else who had experienced the podcast, and it's like always a pleasant discovery for people. They're like, this isn't really happening in environmentalism. People aren't having conversations where there's a lot of laughter and fun and education. And so we need you to spread the word and be posting it and sharing it and getting the clips out there and reach out to us and say, hey, you guys talked about golf, but what about this? Because we'll address it. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about.
We'll address the heck out of it.
We'll address the heck out of it.
I think I only did one swear word today.
Yeah, just one, but it was a big one. It was a real doozy.
It was a mamma jamma.
I have a tag idea. Podcasting since 1823.
Oh my God, that's it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
Yes, that's a great one.
Okay. All right. So we have been your beacon of light in a gloomy environment.
Podcasting since 1823.
Yes. And Veronica says...
Stop and smell the trees. Oh my!
Stop and smell the trees, baby.
Smell the trees.
It's not the trees.
Smell the trees.
It's not the trees.
No,
Smell the trees. Yes,
Sorry.
absolutely smell the trees. If that doesn't make Christmas
That
as an
makes-
example, then
yeah.
I don't know
Stop and
what.
smell the
Stop
flowers.
and smell the trees.
And the flowers.
Way better.
Smell whatever you want. Just smell things.
Smell.
stop
Put your
and smell it.
nose in nature.
Biofriendly Podcast. It's the Biofriendly Podcast.